We bring you a Joy News Hotline documentary. We bring you the extraordinary story of grit and the audacity to leap beyond limits. In a nation where parasport still battles for recognition, one teenage athlete is redefining what's possible. The Audacious Leap follows Gilbert Ampiah, the first junior parathlete in the 95-year history of St. Augustine's College, as he jumps over not just bars but barriers. And it is produced by Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Atop. And this is the story of strength and a dream that just might carry Ghana to the global stage. Here's that hotline documentary titled The Audacious Leap.
A little more than 2 hours' drive from Accra, on the line of the Atlantic Ocean, is St. Augustine's College, Ghana's first Catholic second cycle institution with a great tradition of sound education spanning 95 years. In the education mix is sports, where massive achievements have been made. These include winning the Central Regional Superzonals competition 14 times. Added to these is the production of some big achievers in international sport for Ghana, including Michael Essien, Matthew Amoah, Bernard Dombote, the late Manuel Junior Agogo, and sprinter Ibrahim Fuseni of the Ghana male sprint team. The achievements of these have not only laid a foundation, but also injected a strong will in the first junior para-athlete to be produced by the college. Welcome to The Audacious Leap, a story of rare discovery, strong will, and inspired hope. Gilbert Ampiah was born to parents who mostly are farmers, and the challenge of having a child who was not like everyone was a big one. In a society that has a long way to go regarding championing inclusivity for persons with physical challenges, his parents had a tough task.
Gilbert is my last born, and when the mother was pregnant, I didn't know that Gilbert would have a challenge physical. So when he was born, I was at home and the mother sent somebody to come and call me. So when I approached her mother, he told me Gilbert came with one leg trouble. So I said, okay, anything that will happen, it's a gift of God, so I like it. That's the response I gave her, the mother.
When I was in Form 2, like we were playing volleyball for fun.
Okay.
And my teacher saw that I have the jump to play volleyball.
Okay.
And the teacher discovered that I can do high jump. So he trained me for inter-schools athlete competition. And then I won. After then, we also went for inter-circuit in the Kunfe district. And I also won.
Wow. And that was just it? You just started playing just like that?
The volleyball?
Yeah.
Oh, the volleyball, yeah. I started from classes.
I see.
Yes, I started the
volleyball. Who taught you how to play volleyball?
Oh, I think it is naturally.
I see.
Yes, please.
I see. I see. So you started in your neighborhood when you were growing up?
Yes, please.
I see.
After their final examination, and when he was first at the competition, this is education gave him a citation. So his former head teacher one day called me and said that So he has having a friend teacher here.
Okay.
So, and they are having sports rehearsals. So he has sent his pictures highlight to the teacher. So I should come with Gilbert.
Okay.
So I came to the school with Gilbert. The mother was also included. And we came here. There was about 4 or 5. Gilbert also was first.
Wow.
So they gave me assurance that the day we came, the headmaster wasn't here. The one Mr. Dapa told me that head teacher is not here. When head teacher comes, they will narrate everything to him. And they are assuring me that they will be sure that the boy will come to school here. A farmer like me, and St. Augustine's School is not a small school. It's not a school that my child will come here. So through his competition, that has taken him to the school here.
When I took over the reins of leadership here on November 1st, the first decision I took was to admit new students and as my protocol list. And interestingly, Gilbert Ampiah, with an aggregate of 14, was part of my protocol list. I inquired from their coaches, why this? Because if protocol means that you are special. So what is so special about the athletes? And then I discovered that with his intellectual acumen and being a handicap, he still has some prowess in him to go far. So with that, I said, well, this is a Catholic school. We believe in inclusiveness. We believe in holistic education. And with all of us on board, we need such talent to bring the best out of them. And so quickly, I picked up the signal of admitting him into St. Augustine's College on my protocol list. And by and by, as we moved on with training, we realized that he's here to be discovered. And so it's been a wonderful experience for us as a college. And for him, it's been a moment of self-discovery that though being handicapped, he's full of the potential to excel.
So what is so special about this young para-athlete that makes him one to watch for the future?
In fact, the first time we saw this boy, we didn't give him much attention. Yes, until we brought him to the school itself. Then we started giving him more, exposure. So we started training him at a certain level. The high jump, we started at the 1.5 for him to start jumping. And we realized that he has got the potential and he can jump. So we increased the height and fortunately he managed to jump 1.7. And we were surprised. And we said, no, this is abnormal. So we have to invite parents to come around. Then we talked to the parents and in fact we admitted him here. And so we are very happy about that. In fact, when he came in, he was more or less shy. Yeah. So we used to put some pressure on him to go to classes. Yes, every time we have to be on his side so that we will help him to cope with the normal students. Then always during the training aspect, see, he will be coming around and feeling shy again. Maybe he will be sitting alone somewhere and no, then we have to talk to him. In fact, we have to encourage him more and more. That's why now he has come to be with the normal people. So we don't term him as a disabled. No, right now he's a normal person with the students running, eating, playing all over. So we are very happy again.
A big day approaches, and the college's main athletes have rounded up preparation for the Central Regional Superzonals competition at the Cape Coast Stadium. While there is heavy expectation, Ampiah is also gearing up for a special appearance in the non-scoring element of the much-anticipated event. Gilbert Ampiah's amazing talent is one that has been noticed by his schoolmates. They have their own projections of what he can become. But first, what impact and impression is his story making on them?
Now, he's someone who represents the motto of the college. That is perseverance conquers all. Omnia vincit labor. He's someone who has gone through a lot of troubles, a lot of suffering, a lot of troubling times. And yet he keeps on persevering, and he's showing people that he's better than they ever thought he could be. He's breaking perceptions. He's doing what people thought he could never do. He's someone who should be watched carefully.
He's a very good guy. Despite his challenges, he jumps extremely high and sometimes surprises some of the teachers. But I just want to see him performing higher and higher in life. He's just good. That's all I can just say now. He's just good. Even me as a high jumper, I see him not better, but in recent years, as we've seen other high jumpers, he's been, brought some new talent, he has made the high jump eye-catching in Augusco.
Since I became part of this sports team, I've seen many great prospects in athletes and football. But Gilbert is an exceptional talent. I mean, he's a gem that we are now discovering his talent. You see, we get plenty high jumpers, but he's the one that you can say he's a multi-purpose high jumper. He can jump to the extent that you, as an individual, feel that this cannot be done. But by our motto, he perseveres to conquer everything. He's an extraordinary, talented young man.
He's very persistent and very hardworking, and he's always able to achieve all his goals. And he's actually also a funny guy, and actually he's very hardworking. So, as he's in St. Augustine's College, we are also here to help him as a friend and also as a team. And also the school is also in terms of helping him as our core values comes about development of talent. And also he's also an extraordinary guy.
The big day comes, and Ampiah psychs himself for the big one.
When I wear the jersey, I was very happy because nobody will get the chance to participate for St. Augustine's College. When I wear the jersey, I was very proud.
I see. Whenever you are about to do the jump, do you ever get tensed? Do you ever get, like because of the crowd and everything, do you maybe get a bit nervous and all of that?
Yes.
Sometimes?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you inspire yourself to perform that way?
When we start and I jump maybe 2 times, then I get the confidence to do more.
I see. So every time is by the 3rd attempt that you get the confidence to do more. I see. How do your friends relate to you here? I mean, especially considering that you are a sports star here in school. How do they relate to you? How do they react to you when they see you, especially after they see you perform for the college?
Everyone likes me. They like me too much. They're even pampering me.
I see.
Interestingly, Ghana hosted the very first African Paralympic Games in Accra in 2023. A big legacy for that will be the likes of Ampiah transitioning into the professional ranks to compete at the highest level. Already, the president of the African Paralympic Committee, Samson Dean, has made some positive gestures. Some international organizations have also made attempts to secure him admission in some foreign universities.
I am begging you, way and manner you can help this my child. I would be very grateful.
I see. Now, you watch television. You see all these big stars. They compete in all these big competitions. The Paralympic Games. The Olympics. All these, global competitions. Is it your wish that you want to see your son in those places as well?
Thank you, sir. I'm praying to the Almighty God that Gilbert should maintain his position. He should maintain his position so that Joy News can help him to do something, to participate in the Olympic Games. My wish is that I'm praying to Almighty God to maintain, as people have been seeing him, he should maintain the position.
Okay. So this is the kind of the rich culture we have had with people whom we have produced. And we don't only just admit people just for sports. No, we always make sure that they move beyond the four corners of this institution and make it. And so Gilbert has every courage and every strength to move on, regardless of the challenges that beset him. Gilbert is well positioned for the world, and I think the nation should watch out for him. The Paralympic organization should watch out for him. I believe and I pray that there's an opportunity for us to unearth the other talents that are yet to come. And Gilbert Ampiah is one to watch in the coming years.
In fact, during his training hours, especially with his coach, we have given him some specific dates, like 2 or 3 years to come. He will be in the para national team, and we are expecting him to go more high, increase his height of the high jump, and we are expecting him to move ahead of that. If we can get sponsorship for him, that would be okay. Yes, because we need him to move upwards.
The president of the African Paralympic Committee is credited for winning the bid and hosting the first African Paralympic Games in world history in Accra, Ghana. With that success in the bag, he has already laid out plans for Ampiah after learning of his talent.
I think he's super. If you look at the Ghanaian terrain, he is super. He is yet to be classified as a professional athlete and then now move into international competition, which I think that is a plus for him. And same applies to other athletes who needs to do more. And kudos to the trainers, especially the school that he is, for projecting such a talent. The development stage is very key. So if you get officers who have gotten keen interest in the development of the athletes, we are happy. We cannot reach everywhere because we don't have the funds, the muscle to pick them, groom them to become stars unless the government comes in. And exactly what the schools are doing now, getting more interest. You remember 2-3 years ago, Dinah Kubeto from Ashanti region also came into the limelight. And now we have Adehe Fortu from the Ashanti region, from Konongo, also in the limelight. We are happy with the secondary schools, and all this is because of the educational program that I brought 2 years ago through the UK aid program called Parasports Against Stigma project. I've always told people that in sports, even if you are naive, but you are disciplined, you'll be a star. I've been to competitions where I've seen people competing. You see them very dull, but when they wear the dress, the sports wear, that is where you realize that they are different people. Why? Because their mentality has been polished. They have been psyched that the only option they have is to mount the podium and get recognition. He needs to be disciplined. With what I have seen him do, he is a great asset to Ghana. Discipline is key.
A former GJA Swag Sports Journalist of the Year also sees Ampiah with a positive lens. The vision from his end is clear. He wants to travel a path of greatness. While these dreams are shaped, his family remain hopeful of a better life to be achieved through his hopeful success in track and field parasport.
Well, I think he's incredibly talented, looking at the manner in which he has persisted. He has defied all odds, and I saw him during the inter-schools, and he's been very consistent with his efforts, and he can only make himself proud by becoming a national star first and foremost, and even breaking global barriers. I think that he has a talent enough, enormous enough to become a global talent if we are able to help him build his capacity, and that's the more reason why I personally had to refer him to the Ghana Olympic Committee to make it as a matter of urgency, find a way to help him with the transition from school into the national sports team for the disability sports, and also how to fund his training and other exercises. But I believe that he's supremely talented to attain global recognition very soon.
Formerly, I was thinking that, if I die early and leave him behind there, how can he continue his life because of the challenges. But I always pray that he should finish his secondary school before I die. If I can give him a shop with a hand,
like a craft
like a craft or something
that he can do. Yes.
So after the competition in 2023, one teacher at Kumfi Adansi, called Mr. Atta, called me that what the boy has done, he can help him. So I'm here. I'm praying that somebody should help this my child.
I want to be in the Ghana Paralympics team. And secondly, I want to participate in Africa and the World Paralympics.
Wow.
Yes, please.
I see.
The motto of St. Augustine's College is Omnia Vincit Labor, which means perseverance conquers all. Gilbert Ampiah, by his journey so far, his mindset, and his will to succeed, is living the true meaning of this motto. His highly encouraging body language sends a signal to all who are quitting because things are tough to rethink Gilbert Ampiah and his life. The Gilbert Ampiahs of this world are your inspiration. Nathaniel Atto, for Joy Sports, Joy News, and Joy Prime.
So there you have it, the Audacious Leap, story by Nathaniel Atto, Joy Sports editor, and he's actually in the studio with me. And we also engage some other people on Zoom. We have Samson Dean. He's the president of the African Paralympic Committee. And we also engage Dr. Eko Kwenu. He's member of parliament for Ekumfi. But first, Nathaniel Atto. Nat, welcome back to the studio.
Thank you.
We did talk about premiering this video, and I've seen the beautiful story that you just told. How do you feel right now after watching it?
Well, I've done this for a while, so I mean, it's the satisfaction that all the work put in the background has finally seen a total element. For me, what is important is the impact, the inspiration that is going to give others, and the action that all of us as a collective are going to take based on his story, because the president of the African Paralympic Committee is taking some very major steps. I'm sure he would have a conversation with us about it, and we'll move on from there as well. And,
okay, so
that for me is very key.
All right, so talking about the steps that he wants to take, let me engage him now. And the president for the African Paralympic Committee, Samson Dean, he's joining me now on Zoom. Sir, thank you for joining us. Good morning. Do I have Mr. Samson Dean with me? Well, while we try and connect with Mr. Samson Dean, we also have Dr. Eko Kwenu. He's member of parliament for Ekumfi. Do I hear that we have Samson?
Yes, good morning.
Oh, good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us. And Nathaniel was just telling us you have some steps that you're taking. But before that, I mean, that story is very powerful and rare. Why are we still not seeing more youth with disabilities actively participating in mainstream sports institutions, like in his school, like, you know, what we just saw?
Thank you very much for having me this morning. And I would like to say that we are most grateful to Joy Sports and most especially Nathaniel Atto for his efforts to promote parasports in Ghana. Nat has been so much involved in the Paralympic movement since 2020 that I joined the sports and leading the Ghana Paralympic Committee. He has really helped me in shaping the sports. To your question, I would say that it's all about preaching the stigma, trying to make sure that we kick against the stigma. A lot of families in Ghana are finding it very difficult to accept and agree that their family living with disability can also get the opportunity to be integrated into sports and make name as Gilbert is currently enjoying. In 2022, what I did was that I visited the United Kingdom and I engaged the UK Paralympic Committee. Then they initiated a program with the International Paralympic Committee called Parasports Against Stigma. We graciously introduced the program in Ghana, and we visited almost every training college in Ghana that teaches physical education and took them through a program that is fighting against stigma. This program really helped, and we are very happy that through this, many of the secondary schools are able to accept persons with disability to practice sports in their various secondary schools. So I would say that we are doing a lot to try and help our people, that's the citizens of Ghana, by marketing and making sure. And I think what you are doing this morning is also one of the efforts that is to help us as a nation to try to draw a framework that is doable to make sure that most of our friends who are on the street can now also appreciate the fact that sports can give them life. And I think that I will have to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to Joy FM, Joy Sports, and Multimedia.
So these initiatives like the Parasports Against Stigma is more of targeted to those who are affected by this. In terms of investment, however, how are you ensuring that we have enough investment so that this doesn't become a local or only stays here in Ghana, but our para-athletes can also compete on the global stage as well?
Thank you very much. I think that let me use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to the Honorable former Minister of Sports in the name of Honorable Mustafa Yusuf. I remember in the year 2022 when we were doing the education program that is the Parasports Against Stigma. I visited his office and I tried to convince him, which he wholeheartedly accepted. This is because political heads who leads this is our institution, that is the main sports agencies, should have that appreciation and understanding of the sports. And even if they do not have it, we are ready to help them to accept it. Currently, what we are doing is to do for the first time a program in Ghana that we are calling the First Open Parasports and Classification Festival. This is going to be the first of its kind in Africa. It's going to be the first of its kind in West Africa.
Okay.
It's going to be the first of its kind in Ghana. And why did we use the word open? We are making that an open event where our brothers across the world can participate. So we shall extend invitation to the 178 associations that are affiliated to the International Paralympic Committee. And we are hopeful that this is going to help shape the mindset of our people in this country. When I say the mindset of our people, I mean the political heads, especially, because they call the shots, they have the funds, and they can set the pace and standard for private sector to also appreciate the fact that so far as the nation is behind persons with disability who participate in sports, let us all contribute and make it a very prominent one.
And Samson, I like that you mentioned political heads, because we also have Dr. Eko Kwenu with us. He's the Member of Parliament for Ekumfi, and I want to engage him briefly. Doc, thank you for your time as well. I hear you've been supportive of Gilbert and Pierre's journey. Thank you for that. But does Ekumfi have a long-term plan for inclusive sports infrastructure, especially for persons with disabilities? And going forward, after watching this documentary, drop a pin. What are your thoughts for us this morning?
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. I think, first of all, I want to thank Nathaniel for this great work he has done. For me, it's a feather in my cap where I see a young man who, under normal circumstance, under Ghanaian setting, would have probably been somewhere, probably begging for alms. But he chose to fight for himself. And I think it's a very beautiful story that has happened Fortunately, I also happen to be an old student of St. Augustine's College, and like he said, it's a omnia vincit labor. That's
is that why you were supportive of Gilbert's story?
Not necessarily. At least we kind of share a few things together. Apart from school, he's also from my constituency, and of course, coming from there, it is my duty to ensure that if there's an opportunity to help someone to excel, definitely I'll have to do my best. And so when he approached me, I was really excited to see the kind of perseverance he had, and I didn't have a choice but to make sure that whatever I can do to support him is done. But coming to your question, personally, during my campaign, I realized that there's quite a lot of talent within the confines of a country, not only on the Paralympic and even for people with disability, but generally there's a lot of talent over there. And I've made it one of my key factors to look at putting up a sort of a complex, sports complex, to ensure that we can harness some of the talents to also contribute to the nation's development as far as athletics and sports are concerned. So for me, this is an eye-opener for me, and I'm really encouraged to ensure that whatever effort I have to put in to make sure this dream becomes a reality is really achieved. So I'm really happy about this development, and I thank Joy FM for this really, really wonderful initiative.
So beyond your constituency, I mean, Mr. Dean was just saying that they want to crave your indulgence as policy leaders of this country to, accelerate what we can do for our para-athletes. So beyond your constituency, is there any broader plan for the nation as a whole in terms of how we can support para-athletes to also excel on the global stage?
I think generally, I mean, the sports ministry has made it clear that as far as sports is concerned, it's going to be an all-encompassing approach, not necessarily only football, as we have seen in Ghana for many years. It's going to diversify its portfolio to ensure that all the sporting disciplines receive the necessary kind of support. And me as a parliamentarian, definitely, if these initiatives are brought into the confines of Parliament, it's my duty to ensure that I give it the utmost support to make sure that it becomes a reality. Believe you me, I have seen how sports has made a massive impact as far as countries are concerned, individuals are concerned, families are concerned. I mean, if I should take an example of, Senegal. There's a footballer, I've missed the name, but he's done marvelously well, where he identified basically an issue within the country and used his own funds to establish a factory which is helping the country. So sports in its small look really can make a very huge impact for the country. And for me, at least I've played football for some time in my life, and I see what my colleagues like Michael Essien and co have become and how they've also contributed to society. And therefore, anybody who has an interest in sports definitely must be encouraged, because it has a huge potential impact on society as a whole.
And Doc, this documentary is shining light on the Kumfi, so all eyes will be on you now to see how you turn it around. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nathaniel, you have the final word. The intention behind telling the story, would you say that, I mean, although it's only it's starting to air today, would you say that you're close to achieving that intended purpose?
Well, absolute big salutes to you, and thank you so much for the plaudits as well. I'm very grateful. So this is what we're expecting. It begins from the level of advocacy, and the foundation to the advocacy is telling a story like this and having all elements of society come together to see what is a piece of platinum in a place where nobody would give any chance, And for me, this story about inclusivity starts from here. I'm glad to note that even immediately after this, the NPC president, or the African Paralympic Committee president, Samson Dean, collaborated with the college, and they had him participate in his first competition, and he won bronze. And so it just goes to tell you that this is not for a fluke. He said in the documentary that he wanted to go to the African Paralympic Committee and the World Paralympic Games. So this is it. If Ghana is able, if this story is able to end in him getting a medal at the next African Paralympic Games and then to the world event, it will be such an amazing story. So for me, the story hasn't ended.
Okay.
I believe that this, in production terms could be called, you know, the first element of a sequel, because he's telling his story. What is important is that as a society we respond appropriately and make the investment. World sport is heavily hinged on certain factors. One of them, one key one, is investment.
True.
If we make the necessary investment, trust me, it will yield the results.
That's where I want to say congratulations to you, because this is an investment that you did. And I heard all, as you know, our guests congratulate you, thank you. So yes, thank you too for first telling the story.
It's also important to thank all the members of the team in the background who contributed to this, the cameramen, my lead producers, Mubarak, Haruna, you know, the drivers who had to drive between towns. You know, it's lovely. I mean, and the other untold sides of the story are the most interesting ones, where you're driving on a road that's still being constructed and there's so much bumps, and you're eager to get to the spot where you want to pick your videos and your interviews.
So thank you, Nathaniel, and your team for bringing us this powerful story, and we're looking forward to what comes after this, the sequel, like you just said. Nathaniel Atto is Joy Sports editor, and he brought the story, produced this documentary, The Audacious Leap. We spoke to Samson Dean. He's the president of the African Paralympic Committee. We also spoke to Dr. Eko Kweno. He's member of parliament for Ekumfi. And that will be it for The Audacious Leap here on the Joy News channel this morning on the AM show. Be on the lookout. We keep playing it until we've reached our intended purpose. Now, before we go, if you're looking for a home in a prime location, then Nestor's Homes has got you covered. Our properties in Tema Community 26, just behind Palace Mall, offer a serene atmosphere, easy access to transportation routes and social amenities. Off-plan prices start at $35,000 and you can contact us today for more information. Let's get you sorted. These are the numbers to call: 053-101-4440 or 053-101-4447. Our website is also active, www.nestars.com.gh. More in our big stories after this break.